Bonjour tout le monde. Today we're diving deep into the world of French savings accounts to discuss the Livret d'épargne populaire, or LEP. If you're new to France or just want to understand your savings options better, you're in the right place. Let's get started. Before we dive into today's topic, please note that the information provided in this video is for educational purposes only. It is not financial, investment, or tax advice. You should always consult with a licensed professional before making any financial decisions based on this content. You can open a Livret d'épargne populaire (LEP) account with your bank. Once opened, your LEP will typically appear as a separate account within your bank's savings section. Transferring money to and from your LEP is simple, and some banks offer the option to set up regular automatic payments. These, coupled with a competitive interest rate, makes the LEP a safe and convenient savings option. Now we can move forward and study the different aspects of this interesting option. It's important to understand how interest is calculated on a LEP. It is very similar to what is done for the Livret A, and if you haven't seen the video, I recommend you to do so. The interest is computed based on the account balance on specific dates, namely the 1st and 16th of each month. To maximize your interest earnings, you can employ a strategic transfer approach. Keep your money in the account continuously, or, for potentially higher interest calculations, transfer money into the LEP just before the 1st and 16th, then withdraw it after these dates. For instance, you could transfer funds on the 31st and withdraw on the 1st, then repeat this process on the 15th and 16th. This method can help ensure that the maximum amount of money is included in the interest calculations. By understanding these features and managing your LEP account effectively, you can make the most of this safe and tax-efficient savings option. Let's talk now about the benefits of having a LEP. One of the standout advantages of a LEP is its exemption from taxes. Unlike many other savings options, the interest earned from a LEP is entirely free from both income tax and Social Security deductions. As the interest rate is around 4% yearly, it is an interesting exception. For instance, with other savings accounts, a portion of the interest is typically taxed, diminishing your overall earnings. In contrast, the interest rate on a LEP is exactly what you receive, making it an appealing choice for those seeking to optimize their savings potential. The LEP is also one of the most secure places to keep your money in France. This is because deposits are backed by the French government, offering complete protection regardless of economic changes. This guarantee makes the LEP a favored option for individuals who prioritize the safety of their funds over potentially higher, yet riskier returns. Another key benefit of a LEP is its liquidity, allowing you to access your funds at any time without incurring penalties or fees. This is especially useful for those who may need quick access to their savings for unexpected expenses or emergencies. Unlike some investments that impose lock-in periods or withdrawal restrictions, the LEP provides the flexibility to use your money whenever necessary. This makes it an ideal solution for both short-term and long-term financial goals. Managing a LEP is both simple and convenient. You can easily open an account at any major bank, with many offering online options for added ease. There are no maintenance fees associated with the account, and it can be effortlessly managed through regular bank transfers. This straightforward approach appeals to individuals who prefer a hassle-free way to save. Additionally, certain banks offer automatic transfer features from your checking account to your LEP, ensuring that saving becomes a seamless, regular habit. So far, it doesn't seem bad at all, but what about its drawbacks? One significant downside of the LEP is its interest rate. Although it is government-regulated and offers a stable, secure return, the rate is often lower compared to other investment opportunities. This means that while your funds are safe, they may not grow as rapidly as they could in higher-risk investments, such as stocks or mutual funds. For those seeking substantial growth over the long term, relying solely on a LEP may not be sufficient. It's important to align your investment choices with your financial goals and risk appetite. If you're aiming for higher returns and are comfortable with some risk, exploring other options alongside the LEP could be more beneficial. Another drawback of the LEP is the maximum deposit limit, currently set at $10,000, excluding accrued interest. This cap can be restrictive, for example, if you have significant savings or come into a large sum of money, such as from an inheritance or a big bonus. The LEP won't be able to accommodate all of your funds. In these cases, you would need to explore other savings accounts or investment options to manage the surplus. As a result, the LEP may not be ideal for high net worth individuals or for those with more ambitious savings goals. The combination of the relatively low interest rate and the deposit cap means that the LEP's growth potential is naturally limited. For example, if you are saving for retirement, depending exclusively on the LEP may not deliver the growth required to meet your long-term goals. While the security and tax exemptions are appealing, it's crucial to balance these benefits with other investment opportunities that offer greater returns, ensuring your savings grow adequately over time. Having seen benefits and drawbacks, we can now focus on some possible uses of this account. One of the key uses of a LEP is as an emergency fund. Having an emergency fund is an essential aspect of sound financial planning, offering a financial cushion for unexpected expenses like medical emergencies, car repairs, or sudden job loss. The LEP is particularly well suited for this role because of its high liquidity. You can withdraw your money at any time without any penalties or fees. Additionally, the government guarantee on the LEP ensures that your emergency savings are shielded from market volatility. The LEP is also a perfect fit for short-term savings goals. While the interest is modest, it still helps your savings grow while offering easy access whenever needed. Unlike long-term investments that may come with early withdrawal penalties or be exposed to market risks, the LEP allows you to save for short-term goals without the fear of losing money or incurring fees for accessing your funds. For individuals who prefer a conservative approach to their finances, the LEP is an ideal solution. Unlike riskier investment options such as the stock market, the LEP guarantees your capital and offers a steady return without the possibility of losing your principal. This makes it an attractive option for those who prioritize the security of their savings over potentially higher but uncertain returns. This feature is particularly valuable for retirees, people on fixed incomes, or anyone seeking a stable and predictable savings option. Now that you're familiar with the pros and cons of the LEP, let's address the administrative aspect. Opening a LEP is a simple and straightforward process that can be completed either in person at various banks or online. To get started, you'll need to provide proof of identity, proof of address, and a declaration confirming that you do not already have a LEP, as each individual is permitted only one account. This minimal paperwork makes the process quick and easy for most individuals. To open a livret d'épargne populaire, LEP, in France, you must meet specific income conditions. Your taxable income, revenu fiscal de référence, RFR, must not exceed a set threshold, which varies based on household size and is updated annually. Closing a LEP is just as hassle-free as opening one. To close your account, you simply need to visit the bank where your LEP is held and request its closure. Some banks might ask for a written request, while others allow you to complete the process via their online banking services. This ensures that accessing your savings when closing the account is smooth and without unnecessary complications, allowing you to retrieve your funds with ease. Although the livret d'épargne populaire, LEP, offers excellent benefits, there are certain circumstances where you are required to close the account. Here's what you need to know about when and why this might happen. The main reason you would need to close your LEP is if your income exceeds the eligibility threshold for 2 consecutive years. As we mentioned earlier, the LEP is reserved for individuals with a revenu fiscal de référence, taxable income, below a certain limit. If your income surpasses this threshold for 2 years in a row, the bank is required by law to close your LEP. This is determined based on your tax return information, specifically your avis d'imposition. For example, if your income in both 2022 and 2023 exceeds the limit reflected in your 2023 and 2024 tax notices, you'll need to close the account in 2024. Withdrawing funds from a LEP is also convenient and offers multiple options. You can make withdrawals directly at the bank where your LEP is located, or if your bank issues a card linked to your LEP, you can use ATMs for cash withdrawals. Most banks also provide online services, allowing you to transfer money from your LEP to your main bank account. This flexibility ensures that you can access your savings whenever you need them, making the LEP a practical and easy-to-use financial tool. All right, let's take a look at this graph together to understand 3 different scenarios for our money from now, in 2023, all the way up to 2048. First, we have the cash line. This line stays flat over the entire period, which means if you simply hold onto cash without investing it, its nominal value won't change. But here's the catch. While that cash amount remains steady, its buying power steadily decreases because of inflation. That brings us to our second line, the inflation line, which assumes a 5% annual inflation rate, which is very close to France's inflation in 2023. You'll notice that this line is climbing every year. This is essentially showing us how the costs of goods and services are expected to increase. So if our cash remains constant but inflation keeps rising, over time, that same amount of cash buys less and less. Now, the most important part of the graph, the third line, which represents an investment in the LEP. This line is growing at a 4% annual interest rate, just a bit lower than the inflation line. Over time, this compounding interest causes the LEP line to rise above the cash line, but is not enough to outgrow the inflation line, although it remains very close. What this means is that an investment in the LEP preserves value of your money, as it almost matches the inflation. As it was explained in the Livret A video, there is a way to increase this rate artificially. It won't make it explode in value, but it is an interest option under certain conditions. I would recommend you to watch that video, the link is in the description, to understand better if it suits you. So, in short, holding on to cash means gradually losing purchasing power. But by choosing the LEP and taking advantage of a 4% interest rate, we can see that our investment grows steadily and maintains its value against inflation. This makes the LEP a much smarter option for long-term financial growth and stability. Now that we've covered the basics of the LEP, let's compare it with another popular French savings account, the Livret A. These 2 accounts are both regulated by the French government and share some common features, but they also have key differences that could make one a better fit for you than the other. Let's break it down. Talking about the first important criteria, the LEP is more exclusive because it's only available to individuals who meet certain income criteria. Your taxable income, Revenu Fiscal de Référence, RFR, must not exceed a set threshold, which varies based on household size and is updated annually. For example, in 2024, the limit for a single person is 22,419 years, while it increases for larger households. Eligibility is verified using your latest tax notice, and banks check this each year to ensure compliance. To check the values, the official site of the French government has a detailed table. Meanwhile, the Livret A is open to everyone, regardless of income, which makes it the more accessible option. Now, about the interest rate offered. The LEP offers a much higher interest rate, around 4% compared to about 3% for the Livret A. If maximizing your returns is important and you qualify, the LEP is the clear winner here. If you're looking to save a larger sum of money, the Livret A allows you to deposit up to $22,950, significantly more than the LEP's $7,700 limit. However, the LEP's higher interest rate may still make it more attractive for smaller savings. Both accounts offer tax-free interest and are backed by the French government, so you won't lose any of your savings to taxes, and your money is secure in both cases. If you meet the income criteria for the LEP, it's an excellent option due to the higher returns. On the other hand, if you don't qualify or if you plan to save larger amounts, the Livret A might be a better choice. This is the end of the video. I hope now it is more clear what is a LEP and how you can leverage it in your own benefit. Although the best usage can be achieved by a not-so-simple strategy, even just leaving the money there, it will make it grow and compensate a little bit the inflation.